Anything that is pushed heavily to you on the internet for a short period of time before fading out is usually a fad, because the big things, getting enough protein, enough sleep, enough water, enough steps, more movement, they can't really be advertised to you. So the things that are pushed are the fads. They are the vibration plates, the waist trainers, they are the red light therapy. There are so many different things that get pushed to us, particularly my clients in America and probably even Canada, I find get pushed a lot more heavily than we do over in the UK. But any sort of detox teas, fad teas, any sort of like hormone reset things, anything that mentions balancing your hormones, it is most likely a fad. So today I'm going to talk through what you need to focus on and what you don't need to invest in. So I actually have quite a lot of clients that have vibration plates. It's a big one at the minute. The US love to promote vibration plates. There are some clients they are useful for. They can help a bit of recovery, bit of water weight. They feel quite nice. There's a bit of a placebo with them as well. Are they going to tone your body? Are they going to really get rid of like any cellulite? Are they really going to get rid of like lipedema, anything like that? No. Are they something you can buy if you have a spare $200 and you just want one? Sure. Is it something I think you need or is going to change the game for you? No. Do I think it's worth the money? Probably not for most people. But if you have one or you want one, they're not dangerous. They might help a little bit in certain scenarios. They're just not a game changer that they are sort of plugged to be. Waist trainers, all that does is compress you. It's like wearing a tight top or a corset. It will compress you. It will improve your posture slightly, but very minimally. But it's all temporary. The second you take it off, everything resets. The better things you can do is just learn to sit up straight, hold your core in, push your shoulders down. That's going to get you further. Obviously, if you're trying to get a tighter waist, you're probably going to have to lose weight for that. You might also need to obviously do some core defining work. They're going to be much more effective. Much more effective. A waist trainer is a waste of money. Detox teas, diet teas, they are usually just caffeinated beverages, things like green tea, you'll see a lot on those, and they're just going to raise your heart rate, which will make you burn a little bit extra weight, but you could just have a green tea. And this is like the tiniest amount, like almost minute to the point it won't really have an impact. Some of the more like de-bloat teas or detox teas, they're actually just laxatives. A lot of the time you will end up being a bit less bloated because you will go to the toilet quite a few times, maybe too much. But again, it's a very temporary fix because it's literally just making you need a number two a lot more. And the second you stop taking them, that will go back to normal. It is literally water weight you're losing as well. It's, just gut stuff. Much safer to just take a good old pre and probiotic, have a balanced diet and get your gut healthier naturally. These sort of teas as well can really make you constipated when you stop taking them. They can have a real impact on your gut lining. They are really bad. These I would not recommend to pretty much anyone. If you really feel watery, things like a dandelion tea can be quite good. It's a natural diuretic. Peppermint teas can sort of help settle some bloating. There are natural teas that I think can be useful. You can also take a bit of high dose of vitamin C to kind of reduce some bloating naturally. There are ways to do it in a much safer, natural way rather than these horrific, basically laxative teas, to be honest. The next one is a weighted vest. I actually have one sat down there. Now I'm going to be using that because I'm going to be climbing the world's tallest mountain, tallest freestanding peak, which is Kilimanjaro, later this year. So I need to get used to hiking. I need to get used to having a bag on me and doing that. So I'm going to be using it for that because it is actually useful for that goal. If I just wanted to lose weight, would I use a weighted vest? You can. It will increase your output when you're walking, when you're doing cardio, when you're working out. It will, but it is minimal. Now, there's some benefits for like bone health. I've got some clients that can't get a lot of movement in or, have injuries and stuff, or clients with osteoporosis, and like adding a bit of weight to your body can be helpful to increase bone density. Nothing like that is ever going to touch even close to just weighted workouts. Effective strength training. That is going to get a much further result for bone density, for posture, for your core strength, for your back strength, all of those things. Efficient strength training will do much more. Will it help a little bit in terms of calorie burn? Yes, but you could also argue that the risk of maybe getting injured, like that one's quite heavy. I'm always a bit nervous about hurting my lower back or hurting my core. That's a real risk as well. So pros and cons. I haven't worn it a lot yet for like intense cardio. I also want to know how I'm ever going to clean it. I feel like once I've sweated in it a few times, it is going to stink, which I am nervous about. So any tips on that is advice. Do I think they are okay? Do I think in certain situations you can buy one? Absolutely. They're quite cheap. I think it was like 20 quid. And like I said, there is a benefit to it for me. If I wanted to use it just to lose weight or improve my posture, I would actually just be in a calorie deficit and strength train. And that would do more than that. Just saying. Next one is red light therapy. I also have one down there. I've got a few of these fad things. I really love this. Now, you need to get the right wavelength, so you need to check that and make sure it's a efficient wavelength, and they're not always that cheap. Again, the benefits are very small. So for me, it was an easy thing to like stack into everything else I already do. I already do some sort of like breath work or meditation pretty much most days. So I'll just sit in front of that. Now, you do need to make sure you're in a high enough dose for long enough to see any benefits. The benefits are more around recovery. I do use a red light mask on my face. I love that. Now that's game changer. Again, these are small things. Do you need to go and spend money on this? No, you probably could just sleep more, drink more water, eat more protein, move more, and that will have a bigger impact on inflammation. It will have a bigger impact on recovery. Like all the basics will always do more, but they're just not as sexy, and you're not gonna spend money on these things, so it's not as sexy, but it will do more for you than a red light. Just saying. However, there are some benefits there. There is some research there. That's not a complete waste of your money. At least I'm going to tell myself that anyway, because I do really like mine. There's so many more I could go on about these, but I don't want to, anything hormone balancing. Now, when I speak to a client, some of my clients might be watching this and be like, Liv, you definitely said the words hormone balancing to me before. I always use the language that you're familiar with. So when I talk to a client, I might say that we'll balance your hormones. Now, hormones can't get balanced. That's not really how hormones work. It's a bit of a myth. It's very like paraphrase. So just know, take that with a pinch of salt. What I mean is we'll get everything optimized and in the right doses compared to each other and feeling okay. But like, we're not trying to balance our hormones. That's not what we're trying to do at all. We're trying to get things all within safe limits, and any hormones that are out of whack, obviously work out the driving factors and sort of address those, and the lifestyle factors usually. But what I mean by balanced hormone, you'll see like balanced hormone diets, you'll see balanced hormone supplements in particular, probably a waste of money. The chances are they don't have what you need in them. Supplements should really be addressed from your bloods, your lab work. So most of my clients will know when I give them supplement ideas, I tend to give the more generic ones that most of us need. Like most of us need vitamin D at winter, and we need creatine's beneficial for most of us. But I will wait until I've got labs or bloods to give really specific ones, because it does honestly make such a difference. Like you shouldn't be overtaking things. You don't want to be overdosing on things you don't need. You want to be taking the things that you need for you, and that is important. So take supplements when they are addressed for the issues that you have and the deficiencies you have. Very important. But also really important to know that, you don't need a supplement that's going to say hormone balancing, because you probably don't need half the things in it. Chances are it hasn't got the right levels or doses for what you need in it. It's probably got a few different things in small doses, which isn't particularly helpful. So save your money and then work out what you need, whether that's like the right amount of magnesium or the right amount of ashwagandha, whatever it might be, to get you feeling optimized and feeling good. Now, I could go on all day because there's so many things that people waste their money on and get fad-like with. And there are some real things that are going to be beneficial, but the big things are always, always, always going to be pretty much free. I say free, but like obviously you have to pay to buy protein. So food is not free. Water is technically not free either. So, nothing's really free in this world, but more walking, which is free, although make sure you have some shoes, that's important. More sleep, very important. More movement, more stretching, more activity, more strength training, those things, better nutrition, more fiber, more protein, more color on your plate. Those things are always going to do so much more for you. They're just not as sexy and marketable, and they don't feel like a quick fix, unlike some of these things. I'm sure some of you are going to come for me in the comments, so hit me with your comments and I'll back myself with the research. But any questions, anything you don't agree with, let me know. Any other ones that you have questions around whether they're useful or not, drop them in the comments and I'll let you know as well.